I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of PorterTV. This episode, we will be interviewing the one and only Gnarly DB, Mr. Midwest Kids himself. And also with him, my brother from another, DJ Bugatti. We downtown at the Last Room. It's gonna be an epic episode. Tune in. To them woods like he was in a jungle. Look, I'm paranoid, clutching on my
PorterTV, we live. PorterTV, Gnarly DB.
Get that. Okay. Like I promised y'all at the beginning of the show, we got the one, the only, man. My brother from another, man, Mr. Gnarly, Midwest Kid, DB. I'd like to welcome you to PorterTV, my brother.
Thank you, bro. I'm happy to be here. This is dope. I feel like this is a full circle moment because we both been grinding.
Yeah.
I remember when you first started PorterTV. I wanted to expand that a little bit and was like interviewing local talent, and niggas looking at you like you're crazy.
Yeah,
I remember doing everything I'm doing and trying to expand it a little bit. Niggas looking at me like I'm crazy. Now they watching us like they crazy.
And now they ain't got no choice. They have no choice. So let's get straight into it.
Let's do it.
Midwest Kids, how do it feel to accomplish something that you've been working on for so long?
To accomplish something I've been working on for so long, I feel like I still haven't quite got there yet. I'm like 30 to 40% on the mission. You know what I'm saying? Like Midwest Kids, I would not be able to do that without like my team and like the people who support me, like Darryl Riley, Colin Williams, like Ben Hobart. You know what I'm saying? That's like my team. Anastasia Walker. Like without them certain individuals, I won't really be able to like sit here and like pop shit with you like this, like for real, for real.
So coming out of Toledo, you started out with, was it Rocksmith, I believe, right?
Right.
So what made you just get up and just be like, man?
So what I did was, I was living in Toledo. I was like, I'm 34 now, being transparent. At the time, I was like 20, 21. I was living in Toledo. I was working for Norfolk Southern Railroad. I was an engineer conductor, driving trains from Toledo to Buffalo, Toledo to Chicago. And then I started working with Zach Beebe. He was going to the University of Toledo. He's from Columbus. He opened up the INNNNNN boutique and you know, started doing all his different things. And he heard about me through like fashion from the city, like, yo, you should fuck with Darryl, you know.
Because you was dressing a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people, but like.
But you was, I could say.
It's like people that matter to us and our local celebrity, like.
Because it was like you was ahead of your times and shit.
Like the Big Sean's, Machine Gun Kellys, the Stylies, and like Molly. Like Molly was the first person that ever paid me for styling in the history of life. Molly the Martian literally was the first person. Molly and Chief was the first people to ever like pay me for fashion, to be like, yo, here's a payment for something that got to do with fashion. When I first started, I was like, I'm a stylist and all this. I had real, I'm not gonna say no names. I had real Toledo people walking up to me in the Blueprint and all these other clubs like, oh, I heard you a stylist, you do hair? You do this, you do that? It's like they didn't even know what a stylist was. I didn't even know what a stylist was until I was 21. I never knew that you can like style celebrities and like rappers and entertainers and whatever for like videos and photo shoots. I just thought like, oh, they grew up, they got rich and they got famous and they had the means to go buy all the clothes. I didn't know that was actual job though.
So when you got to New York, how did you link up with the Rocksmith guys?
I linked up with Rocksmith from Toledo because I was helping Zach Beebe run NEX Clothing Co. It was on Seacourt Road. I was helping him, and then I started like being like a buyer from him and stuff like that. And then like a rep from Rocksmith, which was one of the brands that we was carrying.
Okay.
Michael David Ross. He came by our store and he visited and like checked on the brand and all that. And then he met me and was like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Toledo. And he was like, man, you look like you from New York. I'll never forget that. He was like, man, you look like you from New York. Like, no, like, man, you don't need to be in Toledo. So we like literally kicked it for like 2 days, and like after just meeting him only, he from New York City. He was like, in Buffalo, he was like, no, man, you gotta get out of here. Like, if you ever move to New York, I got a job for you. He said it just like that. Like, you move to New York, I got a job for you.
So what was that moment when you was like, because me and Gotti talk about the moments all the time about how he had to get up out of here. So what was that one moment that clicked in your head like, man, you know what? I gotta put this shit on my back and hit the road.
So it was like two moments, right? Okay. One moment, everybody that know that I'm like a severe asthmatic. I got asthma, I got a hair tattooed on my shoulder and stuff like that. And like 2010, I had like ended up catching pneumonia, like severely bad. So anybody that's into like health and medicine and all that, they know pneumonia and asthma at the same time is like near fatal. So I was in the hospital for like 14 to 16 days. I had like a near fatal asthma attack. I seen like my whole family within that time. I couldn't even like control my own like bowel movements and all types of shit. Like even going to the bathroom on my own or whatever. So like after getting through all that, like coming out of the hospital, keep in mind this whole time I was like still working for the railroad, still like buying like for NES code, doing what I do. But making it past that kind of like showed me like, oh, like people die every day, unfortunately. Yeah. But the fact that I was able to overcome that and still be in the hospital, like I was on like the heart trauma unit. Like the person next to me on like day 8 died. Yeah. A lady like next to my room died from a heart attack. You know what I mean? So like making it, basically long story short, making it through all that kind of like really showed me like, yo, I can do this. It's time to really just get on my ding because people, black men, people period, are dying every day.
Especially from health, believe me.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm still here, it just kind of like showed me like a reason like to like go for it. So after that, I literally like a month and a half later, I moved to New York. I was like, I'm out. It's over with. Like I'm gonna just get all I can now because I don't know when my day is coming because I'm 24 years old and I had a doctor. You know, they all say like the movies, like, oh, I had a doctor look at me and tell me why. I was 24 years old. I had a real doctor tell me like, man, you lucky to be alive. I had like specialists from University of Michigan. That's why I mess with University of Michigan for like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm here. God bless the fresh. That's how I started my first brand.
I remember that. And who was the first celebrity that like just caught your vision? Like, man, come on.
The first celebrity that caught my vision and was one of my biggest love stories, Sherry Dennis. She is originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
She was signed to
Puff and Bad Boy. She never even been to Cleveland, back to Cleveland before she met me. Wow. She met me, got back with me, got back in the whole tradition. It was like 2010, 2009, this whole like freshman cover, this whole like tradition of like artists and celebrities repping where they from, and you know, she heard all this Ohio noise and she's like, yo, I'm from Cleveland. Like I had to deal with Bad Boy since I was 16 years old. Like,
cause that first CD she had a song on there. Sherry Showdown got me a lot of. That's a different episode, but she had a song called Showdown. That was my favorite.
That was a good time.
That's when music choices we get off subject, but keep going.
No disrespect to her. When I first met her, I didn't even know who she was. I was like literally in Toledo, Ohio, trying to get into Banana Joe's at the time, trying to get in downtown, and they wouldn't let me in. And she seen me, and she thought I was, you know, cute or whatever. And we just kind of like, I got in the club, and we just laid from there. You know what I'm saying?
So when you get up there, okay, after the Rocksmith, which road did you go down? Like after Rocksmith, how did that situation end?
So, when I was like 23, I moved to New York City. Yeah. You know, Sherry at the time, she had already been living in New York and Florida, yeah. And she was only visiting, doing a show in Detroit when she met me, yeah. How we met. So, you know, I'm dating her for like 2 years, and she like, I'm about to live in New York permanently. Like, I'm never coming back to Ohio type shit. Like, this and that. What are you gonna do? And I was like, oh. At the time, I was working for Norfolk Southern Railroad for like 4 years.
You was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, making like 80 grand, but you know, in Ohio, that's like rich. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm out. Like, say no more. Like, done deal. Like, I'm through with all this. I'm gonna go be a stylist and be in fashion, because at 21 years old, I had never knew that a stylist even existed. I'm like, yo, people is dressing all these people that I see on TV, from the MC Hammers to the Vanilla Ice to the Deion Sanders, all these people that I love
Deion
and like
Sanders
look up to.
Deion Sanders, excuse me, Deion Sanders probably like one of the dopest.
That's one of my idols.
Swags.
That
like,
was the first.
From the gold chain to the Jerry curl.
Bro, look, it was literally Deion Sanders and then my dad was second. It was like Deion Sanders was like my first superhero and then my dad. You know what I mean? Because I thought my dad was just as nice as that. I'm like, oh, hold up. Boom. It's like you started putting like together. Like my birthday is July 4th, 1985. But it wasn't until the 3rd grade that I like found out about Christopher Columbus. I was like, hold up, time out. 4th of July, Independence Day. That's my shit. That's like all to me. Like,
yeah, you was born on a holiday as a dope.
Yeah, firecracker from jump.
So when you get out of the rock star situation, where did you go from there?
So I worked for Rocksmith for like 6 years, and then Rocksmith entered a venture with like a production company where they got bought out, and they got bought out by a production company that was like over a whole bunch of brands. So like the company like fired like everybody on the whole Rocksmith staff.
Oh wow.
And they just kept me and one other person. That was it. They just got rid of everybody else. Like Rocksmith got bought out. They're like, oh, Rocksmith, you dope. We gonna buy your company. We gonna get rid of the whole staff and keep the good people. So they like kept me and like one other person. And then like we worked for like that company for like 3 years. I did a whole bunch of events. I did like a collab with Machine Gun Kelly.
Man, shout out to MGK. I see he's forever showing you love. Shout out to MGK.
Yeah, and we did like an album release party on a rooftop in New York. You know, all this cool different stuff.
I want to cut you off. Let me tell you a story. I got a crazy story about MGK. It should be this club called, we know it as a vault, but it was called the Twisted Lizard.
Right.
And they had the Ohio Hip Hop Awards showcase. And this white dude come in. Everybody looking at me crazy. I think it was B Wills was there. I want to say Big Josh. And we was all sitting there just like some cool shit. I want to say Gutter Day too.
Right.
And it's this white dude. I'm talking about, man, the dude. Like you can just tell when a person got a presence about themselves.
Yeah, energy.
And he came in and everybody was laughing at it. Like not laughing, but just like, you know, we think.
Yeah.
You know, think outside the box. Like this white dude about to come in here and catch a body. Like, man, that dude did a freestyle like acapella. Crazy, and by the end of the time he got done rapping, we like bravo, nigga, bravo, like, and then like it was a year or something later, it was just crazy. He was and the same thing with Big Sean. I remember Big Sean was going on before Rocky hit a show before, and you just walk up, and then like a week later, we just like see this nigga with Kanye West, like what the fuck going on? Like
it's crazy because like when I first met Machine Gun Kelly, I was working for INNNNNNN Clothing Co. with Zach. Yeah. On Secor. We had 2 locations, one on Secor and one at Bowling Green University. And we threw a show at Bowling Green University with like Wiz Khalifa that we booked for like 6 bands, Machine Gun Kelly for $150 in gas money, and Big Sean at the time for like, I don't know, some type of money, whatever. But we booked him, we had a whole show. And like Bowling Green, I'm like telling everybody in Toledo like, yo, they about to be at the store, blah blah blah. Everybody in Toledo was like, who is that? I don't care nothing about them people. Like Big Sean was even signed to Kanye at the time. He was in Toledo at INNNNNN Clothing Co. Gave us like the shout out Wiz, MGK. None of MGK, I became his stylist based off of a red Aura suit hoodie I was wearing. He like walked up to me like a whole crowd like, man, I like that hoodie. Where you get that from? What do? You look different than everybody. And that's how we just like connected from there. Like, boom, and became like friends. I became the stylist off that one conversation.
And that's dope, And that's amazing, I say, man, that's one of the dopest stories. We've been on PorterTV, man. That's one of, cause I'm a fan. And it's another thing I know he probably wanna, but it's a story, man. My dude, one of my childhood friends, his brother used to power rap, this dude named James Flames. And I just told you that story about MGK. He has a story, same story about Eminem being out here rapping in the early, like late 90s, like 98, 97 is crazy. And now they got the little whatever they got going on. But that's crazy how the cycle goes.
That's why people say never burn bridges on your way up. Because whoever you step on them to climb up, you're going to meet them another time coming down. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Like, You never know. Like this interview right here that you watching with me and Jerry, PorterTV, you just never know where this could be and what I could become and what he could be. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty in life. That's the beauty of God.
And what I run into what I'm doing with this is I get certain artists, local artists, and it is. But I try to tell people I want to build my platform so I can't come get that local artist and they be like, man, you seen him on PorterTV?
Right.
But they'll be like, well, you interview Marley, you interview, and I understand that I'm trying to build an audience. Like these are people that's accomplished. Not saying they're not anything or anything, but they gotta understand why I'm going. It's a growth.
It's a growing process.
And to me, I feel honored to even being next to you. What your movie is.
I appreciate it.
You got one of the biggest movies out of Ohio. Actually, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Top 3. You know what I'm saying? If not number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Like this our time, man. Like this our time. Like I grew up in an era where, you know, 2009, 2010, that type of era where I came out like as a young adult and young collegian, and you know, like I just feel like I wish I had somebody like me when I was growing up to help and teach me from this era, from this region, from this, you know, this whole thing that we go through. That's why I say all the time, like, you know, one of my biggest messages is the journey makes the story better. Because that's really what it's all about. Like, you grind your whole life just for a person to feel like you made it overnight. Not knowing you put 13 years into it.
And people wouldn't even think, like, because a lot of people ask me, like, man, how do you live? You know, I had my accident, so people are like, man, how do you keep going? How do you keep going? Man, when you lay on your bed, and a person tell you, man, you're never going to walk again. You can't feel the bottom of your feet. Man, you take that second chance of life and be like, man, and now I just feel like, man, you can't tell me nothing. And I think people, like, for motivation, you, especially my dude Gotti. I just remember Gotti probably don't know we had a mixtape called 420. I was so dead broke at this time, but he didn't treat me like other people was treating me. He was like, why doesn't he keep calling me out of this conversation? He's the only nigga that's not calling, you know what I'm saying, judging me, and it was just crazy. Like
when I first met Gotti, Darryl Riley, everybody called him Gotti, DJ Bugatti, all this other stuff. I like to just call him Gotti or Darryl Riley. Is who he is. When I first met him, he was like a friend of my brother Brian at the time. My brother kind of like brought me up to speed on like, I went to this school with him. He was at school this time, our freshman year when we was there, this and the third. When I first met, my first conversation with Bugatti was, I told him, I said, bro, you're gonna be amazing, you're gonna be a dope DJ. He only had house speakers at the time. I said, man, you're gonna be a dope DJ. Man, I'm about to move to New York. I'm about to do this, that, and the third with Rocksmith. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna look out for you. Boom, boom, boom. My man Ben Holbert followed me to New York. Like this, that, and the third. Like this all been like an underlying dream of ours. We didn't know what it was gonna end up being or what it was gonna end up doing. Like when I first walked up to the guy, he didn't even know me. I know he, in the back of his head, he probably was like, man, weird ass nigga on my face. Like he was like running with a whole different group of people, a whole different language, a whole different lingo. I just walked up to him like, bro, you gonna be a big DJ. I'm gonna help you. We gonna do whatever. Blah blah blah.
Like
he had like house. He didn't know Rocky Duh yet.
Yeah.
I'm the reason Rocky Duh met DJ Bugatti. I introduced them to each other. I said, yo, you do music, you rap, he produced, blah blah blah. Y'all should get together. I met Bugatti first at NEX Clothing Co. I didn't even know his whole background, how he grew up. He was from Toledo, his parents, none of that. He never led with none of that. He literally led with like love and sincerity, and he just struck me as a cool person that was just out here trying to change their life for the better, just like me.
A lot of people didn't understand because I remember I used to hear older DJs hate on him. They were like, man, he just an asshole, he just a... But when you get next to it, you kind of understand that the mentality you have is like, I'm not going to be like y'all. That's how
I seen a lot of him in me. Like, I soaked up all that passion. Because sometimes, you know, to make it out, you almost got to be like a prize horse with the blinders on.
Yeah,
you don't see nothing that's going on around you because you trying to like get to better so you can be better for your people. You know what I'm saying? So I seen a lot of that with him, just on a whole different lane of life. You know what I mean? And we just always stay close. Like from NES Clothing Crew, and he has clothing co. on Seacourt Road and Zach BB to present day. Like, you know, now we got a company and we got LeBron James and Kanye and this person.
Let's go ahead and get into it.
But more importantly, I feel like it's the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the celebrities are dope, but I feel like it really just acknowledges the people, like people that grew up with me, people that came up with me, people that's from my city. For us to all to be like wearing something, birth something that like we got stars wearing.
You had the whole city wearing Rocksmith at one time. That was the crazy part. Like I only bought a Rocksmith shirt because I seen you and Gotti from the city, and then this how, and I had a talk with Hannibal, and I love how Hannibal thinks, and he kind of reminded me of you in a way with the Midwest Kids, because he had a CD called The Hunger, and it was a blank CD that had Hunger written on it. But at this time, CDs is no more.
Man.
But he's biting it. People like, that looks stupid. I'm like, oh, so you hungry. Because back in the day, when you really want your music played, and you would go burn them CDs yourself, write your shit up there, and put it on the car, sell outside the corner stores. Like, that's hunger, man. That's hunger. And people don't have that hunger no more.
That's
so with the Midwest Kids, I felt like when I seen it, I'm like, man, we never, you hear about the West Coast, hear about the South, hear about the East Coast, and now that you see that,
that's literally why I started Midwest Kids.
That food was so good, guys.
I would travel all over the world, and I would hear like my homies like East Coast this, and I've been living in New York here in LA now for 4 years. I have East Coast this, LA this, down south this, and then you mentioned something from the Midwest. They kind of like treat it like it's like a third world country. They be like, you from where? How far is that from Chicago? Like, it's like an amazing amount of disrespect that they give off that they don't realize that they give off. It's like when in real life, like
some of the best
internet, I mean, you know, entertainment and athletes, like Midwest has birthed some of the best, from LeBron James to Kanye. And everybody in that spectrum, from the illest trap rapper to the underground rapper, but most importantly, the people. You know what I mean? When I first lived in New York, I was like on like year 2. I'm at like a Western Union, and I'm like, get some money at the Western Union, and the dude, I'm in Queens, New York, and the dude that running the Western Union, he like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Ohio. He like, I'm like, why? What's up? He like, oh, okay, like, you got manners. Don't ever lose your manners. Like, whatever you do, don't let, how long you been out here? I'm like, I've been out here like 2 years. He's like, all right, don't ever lose the manners you got on you. You know what I'm saying? So just that whole sense of like Midwest pride, good, wholesome people. Like, I want to like carry on that tradition, because we ill out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got people all over the world.
So when you speed up, you get the Midwest kids thing going, then you look up Kanye West.
Yeah.
How did that, like that right there, people have said they want about it. I think let me just get this off. I think he's a genius, just not a music. Just like you said, when you come from the Midwest, where we come from now, I think nobody understands our thinking.
And see,
unless you're from here.
And the Kanye thing came back from, go back to a valuable lesson of never burning your bridges. I got that through Machine Gun Kelly. You know, Machine Gun Kelly, he blew up, he became a star, doing his thing. He started living in Los Angeles. I wasn't living in Los Angeles at the time. I was living in New York.
Yeah.
So his stylist at the time was talking to him, because she also was an assistant to Kanye. Yeah. So she like venting to Machine Gun Kelly one day, like, oh man, we gotta go all the way to New York to do this Madison Square Garden show. Kanye wanna do this crazy like season 3 show. We don't know what it is, blah blah blah. But we going out to New York. We need help. We need extra people. I didn't even know nobody in New York. And Machine Gun Kelly and Ashley, his people at the time, was like, oh, tap in with DB, Darryl, our people. Like, he out there in New York. So then they tapped in with me. We made conversation. I worked season 3. I did season 3 for like 3 weeks, all the way up leading to like the preparation, launching, and everything, all the way to season 3. Kanye show at Madison Square Garden, the fashion show, and the album release. So I do that for like 2-3 weeks. That situation like come and go. And then 6 months later, August, I get a hit up from like his team, like, yo, you still doing fashion? You still in Europe? Kanye want to meet you. He want to link with you. we got a new position for you. We feel like it'll be perfect for you. Like, it was 8:30 in the morning at the time. They was like, can you be here about 11 a.m.? And the rest has been history ever since then.
So what was your first conversation like, to where you was just like, was you like starstruck, like, man, this through the wire, or this?
My first conversation was, he just like looked at me a bunch of different times, like kind of like looked me up and down a bunch of different times, but it wasn't on like no hater shit. It was more so like just like peeping me out, scoping me out, because at the end of the day, I'm a stranger, and I'm coming into like a world where it's like him and his wife and his kids and everything else he got going on. So he just kind of like peeped me out. But the first conversation I ever had to him is me and him on the elevator, just one-on-one by herself. And he like look over at the side of me. I see him like looking at like my Basquiat tattoos and stuff. And he kind of like looking at me. He like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Toledo, Ohio. Blah blah blah. I'm from the Midwest. And I kind of like gave him like a quick little 10-second rundown by myself, because you know, with him, you gotta master the art of being in a room but not in a room. You know what I'm saying? So I just gave him a quick little rundown about me real quick, and I ain't say nothing. Then he was just like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like, you from the Midwest? Like man, his exact words was like, we always meet a lot of great people when we doing these type of things. I'm sorry that you had to come in and such a great moment, but I hope it like all work out. That was our first conversation. And then after that, being with each other like on a day-to-day basis, every day for the Pablo tour. And then after Pablo tour, I moved to Los Angeles, and being there every day, we just developed like a solid ass relationship. Where I became like his #1 go-to for the wardrobe, but not just for every day for shows and videos, but for life, because he really like tapped into like my way of sketching. You know what I mean?
And to be around him, I'm like, man, this is Toledo nigga with Kim K, like that's like amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like, after that, how did you get the hoodie to LeBron James?
Okay, so I got a few mutual people on LeBron camp that I want to say their names, but they know where they are, and we like real close since like a long time ago, like the 2008, 2007 Ohio days. I'm like cool with a few of the people in his camp or whatever. One of the people was like, he was like my roommate in LA for like a couple years, you know what I'm saying? And then, so I'm doing what I'm doing in my own life, this and the third. I'm finished with Ye for the first time as of like 2018, winter 2018, November, December 2018. And I'm sitting there with Gerald Riley, Anastasia Walker, and myself, and we just sitting in Los Angeles at my house, and it's like Thanksgiving, and I'm wearing a Brown University, HBCU. I'm wearing a Brown University hoodie. It's a vintage hoodie. I'm like into vintage, and I mentioned to them how I'm not gonna be able to rock with the hoodie no more.
Yeah.
Like, cause my hoodie falling apart. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make my own Brown University. But then, like in my thought process, I thought that would be corny. I'm like, that'd be corny. Like they're already Brown University. So my name is Darryl Brown, so that's why I'm so infatuated with Brown. So then, like talking to Gotti, and like right there in the moment, talking to Gotti and my fiance Anastasia. You know, we come up, I forgot the exact lingo or grammar, we come up with like, yo, you should do Midwest Kids on the hoodie, try that. So.
You forgot to mention the wine.
Yeah, we was off that Saskaya. The wine. Like,
is that what y'all drinking now?
No.
Like $1,500 bottle of wine.
Oh, rich nigga shit.
We just elevating.
All praises to that wine.
We just elevating, like sharing ideas. So we come up with the Midwest Kids, and Connie like, yo, you know, we got the printers, because he had already been from his mud made business and brand throw business and like other business he had going and side projects. He already knew printers in Jersey. He like, oh, if you really want to do that, you know, I can holler at my people. They'll print you up hoodies, all that. What you want to do? I'm like, all right, cool. So I have them do that, and at this time it's just me, but doing it by myself. I'm just like online, posting pictures, boom, boom, boom. bunch of Instagram followers started like hitting back, like, what's up with that hoodie? What you doing? This, that, and the third. So at this time, like, I'm still just like going back and forth with guys, like, man, help me out with a website. You know what I'm saying? I need, you know, Midwest Kids website, this, that, and the third. So he just like, you know, you know, Joe Riley, Bugatti to y'all, yeah, he a super loyal, genuine person. He helped me build all this stuff for nothing.
I like what he's doing really cool right now too.
Yeah, like he doing all this for nothing because he truly believed in me. It was like a full circle moment from when I told him, bro, I know you're on house speakers right now, but we gonna be lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, alright, I got you. I know how to do a website. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. I grabbed the domain for you. Boom, boom, boom. So I grabbed the domain. I'm doing my little thing, posting it in the line, get my little sales off. He's still helping me. Like, fulfill my orders, blah, blah, blah. No charge. He just helping me because he's like, yo, this is gonna be great. Boom, boom, boom. We in like 2 months. We go through Christmas and everything, you know what I mean? We wake up New Year's Day. Bron's birthday like the 29th or something, no disrespect. You know, I don't know when your birthday is.
I think it's the 20th.
It's like the 29th, you know? We wake up to like tags from everywhere. You know, keep in mind, like 2 years prior, being in Paris for Ye and like traveling around, I met a lot of different people, and one of the people I met, even though I knew people that was close to him, one of the people I met was LeBron James stylist. His head stylist that he had for like 8 years. So I knew him. We got like super tight, me, him, and his wife. We developed a relationship, whatever. So when I made the Midwest Kids hoodie, I would be at the games, at the Cleveland Cavaliers, playoff games that year, the regular season that year. I'm working for Ye, like life is good. I'm taking me and all my friends to the game. It's like 6 of us. We like 3rd, 4th row, 1st row, court side, boom. But then I just started like, I didn't even have a plan. I just started telling Gotti and my brother Brian, like, we gonna be with Brian gonna be weird. I'm just popping shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Fast forward movie, like, I met his stylist, I knew his stylist. I sent him just one of the Midwest Kids hoodies from Brian. Just the fact that.
What size is this?
This is the XL.
What size did the GOAT wear? He wore an XL?
The GOAT wear XL or 2X, depending on how the fit is. You know what I'm saying? So I sent him an XL and a 2X. And I just going about my business. We probably sent that like what, 3 weeks before he even wore it. Mm-hmm. He had the hoodie for a couple weeks, so we talked about it as humans amongst ourselves. Like, man,
where did he get it?
Ron ain't even fucking with us, man. He didn't even wear it. On his birthday, on his own, no stylist involved. Brian going out for his birthday, boop, popped the hoodie on. I wake up the next day, my phone is like stacked with like DMs.
I woke up,
bro, I got the hoodie on, blah blah blah. And that's pretty much how it happened. Like, it took off right after that.
Like do sometimes you just gotta
like, he wore it before Ye. Like, I didn't even send Ye one because I thought it wasn't even, you know, between. This is the first time I've ever seen this. I didn't even think that it would be to the standard of Ye.
Yeah.
And Gotti could tell you, I was so hesitant. Gotti kept telling me, like, man, send one to Ye, send one to Ye. I'm like, no, yeah, no. And then I finally sent one to Ye. The day it got to Ye's house was the day he opened it up and put it on. That day. The day the world got all the pictures of Ye wearing it, it was the day it got to his house. Like, as soon as it got to his house, he opened the box and threw that shit on, the black and the gray one, and wore it for like weeks straight. Still, to this day. To this day, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we wore it, and that's when we knew. Me and Gotti was on the phone, and Ben, we was like, nigga, get the lawyer on the phone. Let's get the trademark. Let's get the LLC. I'm like, Gotti by the name, by the East Coast and Midwest and West Coast kids' name, just in case somebody try to play with us. Buy it all, and let's go. Like, let's roll the dice now, because we from Toledo.
So if y'all watching this episode, you're dropping jewels right now on what you do with your business. So y'all please pay attention to what this man is.
Get your LLC, get your trademark, get you a dog-ass lawyer. My lawyer is the same lawyer for Chinatown, the same lawyer for On One Carrots, and et cetera, et cetera. I ain't gonna put him out there like that because I don't want you to have my lawyer like that. talking to Lil Wayne West, but I don't want to put out my loyalty like that, man.
Fast forward.
But we covered. Play with us if you want to.
Now that we here, we got Midwest kids. We here and we at the pop-up shop. Rossi is tomorrow.
Rossi, shout out to my man Jason and the whole Rossi family. You know what I'm saying?
So what's next? Like, what's on the agenda?
Man, really, what's next is like we working on like a few major collabs. I got 2 brands. I got Midwest Kids. That's more like luxury, like gym clothes, streetwear vibes, and then I got Darryl Brown, which is my namesake brand, which is more like higher end and stuff like that. But we got a lot of collabs on the table for the rest of the year, the last 5-6 months of the year. We got a lot of like cool people and organizations like reaching out to us that's gonna carry us into 2020. You know what I mean? We really feel like this is not a one and done thing. We gonna feed our kids off this and our grandkids. I'm gonna feed my nieces and my nephews off this. This is gonna be Midwest Kids, and Darryl Brown is gonna be the new Carhartt, the new Levi's, the new Champion. And it's like I'm not even trying to like knock those guys off or compete with them. We just gonna have a seat at the table. We gonna 100% black owned, and we gonna have a seat at the table. That's it.
And the store, where's the store? The store, plug in the store.
We don't got no store. We online right now. You can check out DarrylBrown.com or we MidwestKids.com. That's WeMidwestKids.com. You can shop our vintage collection and our exclusive online drops. All the collabs we do, all the pop-ups we do are unique because, like for example, we did a pop-up in Toledo, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Chicago, and different cities like that. They all get exclusive colorways that's strictly for their store only, and they store only. We never drop online. You know what I mean? So we really just growing. We got a lot of dope things coming up with Concepts, Vice Magazine, Timberland, Unknown,
PorterTV.
You know, PorterTV. You know, we really out here grinding. You know what I'm saying? Robert Easter Jr. You know, like we never forget where we come from. You know, we taking it all with us. Like we bring it. We keeping all that same energy. Word to my nigga Tiana.
So, you know, you come to the end of the interview, and this is something I do. I come up with 3 words. And you just respond to the 3 words.
Okay.
The first one, marriage.
Find the right person.
Because you gonna walk there
Yeah.
real soon. Your lovely fiance.
Yeah. My lovely fiance, she's awesome. We're gonna plan on getting married in 2020. I will say that it's important that you find the right person, a real teammate. You know, it's gonna take a lot more than like love and lust. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you find like a real teammate. But yeah, 2020.
Toledo, Ohio.
Everything. Toledo, Ohio is everything to me. Everything I do in my life is my biggest inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in a lot of ways, without being said, I'm Toledo's biggest fan. You know, because I feel like Hove in a lot of ways with the NFL situation. Everybody can talk what they want to talk, but what do you really do for your environment? I feel like for the city and my people and where I came up from, I feel like I did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, not to like toot my own horn, but it wasn't until me that like the urban community can embrace like the arts and fashion. You know, I remember I used to wear like skinny jeans, had a dye going down my tie hop, dye down going down my mohawk with the designs, and people used to call me weird and take pictures of me, and like when I used to be in the Blueprint and Manos, they used to take pictures of me and like crack jokes and all that other type of stuff. So I feel like my goal was still bigger, which is being seen now, which is to educate and show people about what's coming. You get what I'm saying? Because up until now, like if it wasn't LeBron or Kanye West or some legend from Chicago, we didn't have nobody from Chicago, nobody from the Midwest is doing fashion.
You gotta make sure you say the right. Who's the legend? We don't want to say the wrong legend from Chicago right now.
The legend right now in Chicago. You know what I mean? it's Kanye West, it's Don C, you know, the Virgil Abloh, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and then from Ohio, we got the amazing athletes like, you know, and entertainers like LeBron James and the Stylies and, you know, and Fly Unions and Darryl and the LE and all these great people that we look up to. But I feel like,
and dope,
yeah, 100%. But I feel like and Rocky Dub and all these people, I feel like I owed it for Ohio to show like fashion. Like I feel like outside of like a Ye and a Virgil, there's nobody from the Midwest putting down fashion like me. So I feel like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. You can go Ye, Virgil, Darryl Brown from the Midwest, and I'm cool with that. I want to build that. I want to help my people from my city get jobs and learn and educate them to be better than me. There's so many people that are doper than me. They can draw better than me. They can design better than me. They know more people than me. They got more clout than me. They got a better vision board than me. The whole etc. They just don't got nobody empowering them. And I want to help somebody because I didn't have nobody like me when I was coming up.
So the third word would be family.
Family is like super important. Family was one of the real reasons why I even did Midwest Kids, just to kind of give my family like and my people that I come up with, you know, like a sense of pride. Like, you know, if I call you my bro, you my bro. You know what I mean? Like I look at Gotti, Ben, Ty, you know, and even others like my bro. Even though they, you know, people, not them, but them, like exactly, but like people haven't always treated me like they bro and they family. I've always treated Toledo, Ohio, and in the surrounding areas and just Ohio period and the Midwest like my family, like something that I wanted to showcase to the world. You know what I'm saying? I want to help other people. My friends that I grew with, they got kids out here that's growing up now. They all not gonna be able to shoot and catch a ball. They all not gonna be able to have like straight A grades, but they might be into fashion, they might be into arts. But through me, they gonna know that it's possible, and that's all I wanted to do, to show that, you know, show the people that where I came from, Toledo, Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, and surrounding areas, that you can be something in arts and fashion, and you know, that's it.
Well, I would like to take this time out to say, you know, my brother, me, I'm pretty sure the whole city be proud of you.
Right.
We root for you. I appreciate you for just even letting me come and interview you. I appreciate you being a role model for kids. I have a young son.
Right.
And he's into the things that you do.
Man.
And just being that, coming from where we come from, I appreciate it.
I
just want to, you know what I'm saying, give you my blessings from the heart.
I want to share this with people. A lot of people don't know this because you would only had to be there to be in the moment. But it's 2019. I just did an interview. Shout out to Philip from the Blade, you know, who gave me a shot. I did an interview with Philip. I did it back in where I was from, the South End of Toledo. I did it in Gunkel Park. During that same interview that we was having, I'm guesstimating now, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid, he come walking through the park. He seen us sitting there doing whatever we was doing. He literally stopped and said, "Hey, one of y'all got a quarter?" And we was like, we all patted our pockets, this, that, and that. Was like, oh, and it was a real thing. It was like, "Oh, you ain't got a quarter," or like, "No singles on me, I only, you know, got my card," or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, okay," and he kept walking. And in that moment, you know, I seen the eyes from the guy from the Blade, and like in that moment, it just touched my soul and brought me back down to earth, because it just made me think about like me and my little brothers, how we was coming up grinding and trying to get it. Like my cousin, you know, quarter went a lot for us, you know what I'm saying? So for us to be in 2019, you got a 14, 13, 15-year-old kid walking through the park and they asking me for a quarter because they genuinely don't have it. They asking a group of strangers for one quarter. You know, that really just like resonated me and showed me that I'm doing the right thing, because I'm from where they from. You know, I'm walking from where they grew up from. And that man was asking me for one quarter in 2019. You know, we take one quarter for granted so many times, you know what I'm saying? So that really just touched me. So, if anything, I just want to help the people, you know, now I don't say under me, but to come behind me, because I feel like, you know, like a Rossi, I feel like I helped birth the Rossi. You know what I'm saying? My DNA helped birth the Rossi, and those guys and me are only going to birth more greats, men and female. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a niece, I got nieces and nephews. I want them to grow up to know that, like, yo, I can really be more than what's available to me and what I can see. I can be more, because I used to be trying to do all this. I used to be talking to my brothers and my family and my homies, they head off like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. They used to be looking at me like I was fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to like share that with all the kids and people coming up. Even if you already grown and you know me, you chasing a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that shit.
And there y'all got it, man. I want to say another one in the books. I also want to give a special shout out to the Last Room for letting us, you know.
Shout out to my Last Room family, Ashley and Mercedes. They're amazing. It's our second pop-up here. They right here got a beautiful location on Adams, like one of the dopest piece of real estate in the whole city, and especially the downtown area. If I ever allow all my beautiful women and ladies come out and support them, get their lashes done, or even if you want to pop in and get some game from them and have a conversation, you know, support that. We need that 100%.
Got it, man. It's another one in the book. Shout out to my brother B Visions and Free DB.
Free DB.
He'll be home soon.
Yeah. Shout out to my people, man.
One in the books.
All my day ones, man. Shout out to Gnarly Designs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother that's locked up. You can come home better than this shit. This shit ain't no shit. Shout out to all my people, my Midwest Kids family, my Toledo family, my LA family, my New York family. Shout out to Jerry Porter, because when I first seen him do a PorterTV on a small scale, in my heart I was like, man, I would love to do one with him one day, but I'm a real dude. It's like I wanted him to be able to talk to me, and it's for a real reason, not him just talking to me to like for whatever. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we can meet on this level, I feel like it's dope. I'm not one of them guys that just talk just to talk. Like, I'm glad that I got to talk and it was about something real to help people, not bigging myself up, because I'm gonna do me regardless.
You have it. Appreciate you, bro.
God, thank you, bro. Thank you. Yep.
It's a wrap.
Now it's time to get